So now we're going to learn how to graph these on a number line. So we learned how to graph positive and negative numbers last time, so now we're just taking it a step farther. Dalton?
One question. So on our assignment for last time, why do we have to learn graphs if there wasn't any
On what?
the assignment?
You'll need to know them. There were some. Oh, the graphs was from a previous lesson. This was the number lines, and there were number lines on the. Okay, we'll learn how to graph them on a number line. Okay. The graph of an inequality shows all the solutions of the inequality on a number line. So when we graph, if we use an open circle, that means it's used when a number is not a solution. So that's when we have this, and that's when we have less than sign or greater than sign. We use a closed circle when a number is a solution. So that's when we have the line underneath to show that it does equal that number that we're talking about. And then we also use an arrow to the left or right to show that the graph continues in that direction. So if we have G is greater than 2, I need to find 2. Am I going to use an open or a closed circle? Lincoln. Am I going to use an open or a closed circle? Okay, why do you say closed? Why do you say open? Good. Okay, so it's going to be open. Okay, so we do that because if we're saying G is greater than 2, can G be 2? Can G equal 2? No. So that's why we use an open circle. We only use a closed circle if the number that we're graphing can be a solution to the inequality. Okay. So now I need to draw my arrow. Is my arrow going to go to the left or to the right? Dalton? The right. So it's going to go to the right. So this is showing that all of the numbers to the right of 2 can be a solution. So this can go all the way up to 700 or 1 million. Okay, all of those numbers are solutions as long as it's greater than 2. So that's why we use an arrow to show that all of those numbers are going to be solutions. What about x is less than or equal to 3? Okay, so the first thing I need to do is find my 3. Then I need to decide, is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? What's it going to be? Bridget? Closed. Why do you say closed? Okay, so it is closed, so I need to make sure I fill it in. And it's closed because 3 can be a solution. It's saying x is less than or equal to 3, so x can be 3. So that's why, because it's a solution in the sentence. Is my line going to go to the left or the right, Dayton? No, Jonah? Left, because x is less than or equal to 3. Okay, so all of our solutions have to be less than 3. Oh, okay. What about f is greater than or equal to 4? Kasara, is that going to be an open or closed? Closed. Okay, so find 4, make sure it's closed. And then is my arrow going to go to the left or the right? Layton? Why do you say left? So if we're finding the solution of f, and f is greater than or equal to 4, which way is it going to go? It would go to the right, because f has to be greater than or equal to 4. And if you're confused on which way it's going to go, you can always plug one of these numbers in. Like if we plugged 1 in, it would say 1 is greater than or equal to 4. Since we know that's not right, we know that it's not going to go this way because 1 isn't a solution. But if we plug in 5, we would say 5 is greater than or equal to 4, which does make sense, which means 5 is a solution. Go ahead and do this last one on your own. Graph n is less than 0. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What is it?
So on number 1, on graph 1,
Mm-hmm.
how is that an open one and the third one's closed? I thought it's greater than a 2.
It's only open if, can 2 be a solution to this? 2 is greater than 2? No. So that's open because 2 is not a solution. In this one, can 4 be a solution? 4 is greater than or equal to 4?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is a solution, so we colored it.
Okay.
Okay? So it's when the number is a solution. You can see up here, so you always are going to color it in when it has the line underneath, when it's equal to that number as well. Yes, Lindy. Okay, what did you get? Did you use open or closed?
Closed.
Okay, why did you use closed?
Because you can't do 0 is less than 0. Or wait, is it?
Okay. Dayton, what did you get? Okay, why do you say it's open? Right. So it doesn't have the line. It doesn't have the equals to. So if it doesn't have the equals to sign, it's open. See, this one doesn't have equals to, and this one doesn't either. So they're open. These two do have the equals, the line on the bottom. So those are closed. Because can 0 be a solution if we have 0 is less than 0? Does that make sense? No, it has to have the equals to for that to make sense. So since it doesn't, 0 is not a solution, we can't color it in. Dalton, is it going to go to the left or the right?
The left.
The left.
The reason well, you say if you like can plug your numbers in, that can help you. The way I do it, it just helps me remember like if it's greater than, it's going right, and if it's less, it's going left.
Okay. Yep.
That only works as long as your variable is on the right side of it. If the variable comes first, but sometimes they put the variable on the other side, and then that doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
The way she showed you is the way it's going to work every time.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go through 2 word problems, and we're going to have to graph them ourselves. So the satellite can withstand temperatures up to and including 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Right? And graph an inequality that represents the temperatures the probe can withstand. Keep in mind, so I know when we talked about positives and negatives last week, I told you that it had to be a 0 in the middle. That's because we were graphing the integer and its opposite. We're not doing that this time. We're just graphing one number, so you don't even have to have a 0 on here. Okay. So it says the satellite can withstand temperatures up to and including 2,600 degrees. The first thing, we have our satellite, so I'm going to use the variable s, and we have 2,600. Does anyone have any idea what symbol we're going to use for that? Jersey, what do you think? Okay, so why do you think it's going to have the line underneath? Okay, so it's saying it includes 2600, so it has to have the equals, the line underneath. So then no. Okay, so now it's saying temperatures up to and including. So is it going to be less than, or are we going to use the greater than sign above that line? If it's up to 2600 and including that. So if it's saying it's up to 2600, can the satellite withstand a temperature of 3,000 degrees? No. Can it withstand a temperature of 2,400 degrees? Yes. So that means it can withstand temperatures less than 2,600. So we have to use the less than symbol. Yep, so it's less than or equal to. Okay. So on this graph, you can do it a variety of ways. You can go up by whatever the heck you want. I'm going to go up by 2,000, or by 200. So I'm just going to start at 2,000. I'm going to go 2,200, 2,400, 2,600, 2,800, 3,000, 3,200, 3,400. Okay, but I could have gone up by 100s. I could have gone up by 1,000s if I really wanted to. Just as long as 2,600 is on there, I'm fine. Okay. Am I going to have a closed or open circle on 2,600, Dalton?
That will be closed.
Why is it closed?
Because it has the line.
Because it has the line underneath, so it's going to be closed. Okay. Is it going to go to the left or the right? Kasara, is it going to go to the left or the right? What? Left. Because it's any number less than or equal to 2,600. Okay. And that's all we're doing on that one. A board game is designed for ages 12 and up. Write and graph an inequality for the situation. So I know it's designed for ages 12 and up. So I'm going to put a B as my variable, and my number is 12. What is my symbol going to be? Alejandro, what's my variable, or what's my symbol going to be? So if it's designed for ages 12 and up, can a 5-year-old be playing it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm talking now, Alejandro. Can a 5-year-old be playing it? Okay. So that means it has to be greater than 12, right? So we know that. So can a 12-year-old be playing it?
Yes.
I am talking to Alejandro. Yes. So what symbol am I going to use? If you have to be greater than or equal to 12.
I know.
Well, so yes, but what's my symbol going to be? So remember, I have these 4 at the top. Which symbol am I going to use? That represents greater than or equal to. What? Okay. So we will have B is greater than or equal to 12. That means you can be 12 and playing it. You have to be older than 12. Okay. So on this one, I'm just going to go up by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Am I going to have a closed or open circle, Dallas? Closed. Why do you say closed? Okay. So why do you think it's closed? What makes it closed? Okay, so because it has the line right there, it has the equals to. So 12 can be a solution, so it has to be closed. Jersey, is it going to go to the right or the left? plug your number in. So these numbers are solutions to B. So if we have 14, if we replace that, it'd be 14 is greater than or equal to 12. Does that make sense? Yes, because it's a solution. If we plug 6 in, we'd have 6 is greater than or equal to 12. That doesn't make sense. So that means 6 is not a solution. So it's going to go to the right. Okay.